Today, protesters in Metro Atlanta joined in on the thousands of No Kings rallies taking place across the U.S. Demonstrators voicing outrage over President Donald Trump's policies, including ICE raids and the deployment of National Guard troops to cities. Here in Metro Atlanta, the march did impact traffic downtown. Protesters started at the Atlantic Civic Center and made their way to the state capitol. Now, this was the second No Kings protest in the city within a matter of 4 months. Our Sefadej Haynock was there as thousands made their voices heard alongside Georgia lawmakers.
Thousands of protesters making their presence known Saturday at the Atlanta Civic Center.
Tell me, why you wanted to come out and participate this Saturday.
Because I can't live in a world in a country that has a dictator and/or king. I can't.
Hundreds of signs held high.
We're going into a very dark time, and that's why Lady Liberty is crying.
This is America. We're supposed to be free. I want to be free.
Protesters with clear messages to President Donald Trump.
I want the America I grew up in, which embraces diversity and immigrants and immigrant labor that we have to depend on.
This is not the country we signed up for that's going on right now. So then we have to do everything it takes to get back to some sense of democracy.
Saturday marking the second No Kings protest in the ATL.
We're talking with working class people who are fed up with this billionaire agenda that's taking from them, giving to the rich.
Like the first No Kings protest back in June, protesters calling out President Trump for his leadership and policy changes.
There's more of us than there are the 1% that are the billionaires that are the ones that are benefiting from all of the changes.
We care. That's why we're here. We were here in June. We're going to be here every time.
But you also see PBS and NPR losing their funding.
Stacey Abrams, Senator Raphael Warnock, and Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson, just a few of the speakers addressing today's crowd.
I think that a big part of what the Trump administration is trying to do is weaponize despair. So intimidate and bully people that they won't stand up.
Cruelty, chaos, corruption, that's no way for the common people, the ordinary people of this country to live under, especially when it is pulling the rug out from under us as far as our rights are concerned.
I'm Sefadej Haynock, 11 Alive News.
And people also marched over an hour in DeKalb County. 11 Alive's Galat Malaban shares what that protest looked like there.
Awesome, guys.
Seeing hundreds of people on La Vista Road marching in protest of the Trump administration and standing up for what they believe in.
No Kings.
Brings joy to Ellis Jones.
Yes, you can do a lot on social media, but to physically be here and see other people is outstanding.
For roughly an hour, protesters marched in the area of North Lake Shopping Center in Tucker, holding signs and chanting as part of the nationwide No Kings Day protest.
We haven't had the king since 1776. That's why we separated from England.
Jones says he feels like President Trump is acting like a king, doing things in his self-interest.
This is democracy. This is not a dictatorship. And we can't have a king that wants to rule everything.
People we spoke to say they're concerned about democracy and science issues.
Hands off the CDC, baby. Hands off.
That are personal to Jones.
I got family, sons, daughters, and CDC, the military, and so my family is directly affected, and it's emotional. And me being former military is very emotional to me.
There were several rallies across Metro Atlanta today. Jones even considered heading to a protest in Decatur next.
I'm all in. I'm all in. No more sitting, no more keyboard fussing at people online.
He won't stop fighting when the No Kings rallies are over.
This is one phase. The next phase is our voting.
In Tucker, Gilat Malamed, 11 Alive News.
Some Republicans have shared outspoken criticism for the No Kings protests, with U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson calling them Hate America rallies on Friday. The Department of Homeland Security also sent an intelligence report to law enforcement agencies warning about potential violence. Now, police were present for the protests here in Metro Atlanta, but our crews did not see any issues. You can watch our full coverage with speeches from the No Kings rally on 11 Alive Plus. It's free to download on your TV.